High grade amplified Imagine Ryujinmaru. Hey, how's it going? In today's video, we have a high grade amplified Ryujinmaru from Bandai. Released in July of 2022, this kit cost me $85 Canadian. And it's part of the Amplified Imagine line, which for this kit it took Ryujinmaru from the anime series Mashin Hiro Wataru. A series I never watched and I don't plan to, however the original Ryujinmaru does not look like this at all. And I guess this is where the Amplified comes in, redesigning the original character and giving it better proportions, and then just selling it as a model kit. Well, it worked on me. On to the review, starting with the box. And like always, we got an amazing box art from Bandai, and if you didn't catch earlier, it's a high-grade amplified Imagine kit with the Ryujinmaru name in kanji, and the box art looks fantastic, very colorful. On the side of the box, we got a completed kit of the Ryujinmaru, all painted up, and some text explaining what the amplified Imagine line is, as well as what the Ryujinmaru is. Feel free to pause and read it. On the other side of the box, we got some cool action poses. We also have some more text explaining the gloss injected parts for the gold, as well as the head height, and more text explaining the extras and accessories that comes with the kit. And also did I mention there's a lot of gold, which is also highlighted by the text. So here's the Ryujinmaru completed, straight build, with some panel lining, and I used all the stickers, of which thankfully there's not a lot. You get a green foil sticker for the eyes, you also get these cool jewels that has an adhesive back, and they look absolutely fantastic. And finally we have this black plastic sticker used for the sword. It's similar to that of the Digimon stickers they've been using lately, and in fact, for once I'm not going to complain about the stickers, they actually are pretty good. And this pretty much applies to the whole kit. Now I'm a big fan of this redesign. In contrast to the squat design of the original, this design is much better proportion, similar to a Gundam, and despite being labeled a high grade, there is a lot of nice surface level detail and part separation on this kit, especially for that gold and red. The red that you see here is actually very candy colored, so it's very vibrant and reflective, especially when hit with the light, and they leave little to no nub marks. In addition, these shoulder pauldrons have a very nice design molded right into them, so when you attach the gold trim on top of it, it looks absolutely amazing. And speaking of gold, you'll be happy to know they are undergated, so they won't be leaving any bad nub marks. And stated early from the box, it's a matte gold plating, so this makes all the gold looks absolutely amazing on this kit, all doing so without looking cheap and tacky. And if you know me,
I love gold!
As for the rest of the kit, the white is very glossy as you can clearly see, and it doesn't leave any bad nub marks. In contrast, the light blue is very matted, so there's not much reflection there, and it could leave some nub marks if you don't cut it properly. I panel lined the white and blue with some black panel lining marker, and I highly recommend you do it as well. Bring out some extra details, and overall this kit is absolutely visually stunning, hence why I picked it up. As a straight build, it is beautiful and also very easy to build, I forgot to mention that. Took me roughly like 3-4 hours, so it wasn't difficult to build at all. With all that being said, let's move on to articulation. Starting with the head, it could tilt side to side this far, up and down. Neck could extend and retract slightly. Due to the arm around the collar, it can't fully rotate. Best it could do is a 180 side to side. Coming to the arm, shoulder pauldrons can move up and down, as well as this small flap over here, limited internal external shoulder rotation. However, the arm could 360 rotate. There's this much of an arm abduction, full upper bicep rotation. The elbow joint for this kit is actually very unique. It has actually 2 hinges, allowing it to bend 2 different types of ways, and this is very useful when you're posing with the sword. Also, the forearm is able to 360 rotate. The hand pretty much functions like a Gundam's hand on a ball joint, allowing it to wiggle about, and this applies to the ball jointed thumb as well. Coming to the torso, it could 360 rotate. This much of a side bend, and a very limited back extension and ab crunch. Coming around to the back, there's only one moving piece here, which is the sword holder, and it can 360 rotate. Now moving on to the side skirts, they're on a ball joint, so you got your basic ball joint movements, 360, swiveling about, and falling off. And this actually happens a lot. The only good thing is they are easy to reattach, still annoying though. As for the legs, it could do this much of a split, which is only limited by the side skirts, which is unfortunate because without the side skirts, it can perform a full split. As for high kick, we have this much, keep in mind, no side skirts, this much of a back kick, the upper part of the leg can rotate this much, there's a pretty good knee bend, ankle armor can move up and down, ankle could pivot side to side this much, and we have this much of a toe point and ankle dorsiflexion. Overall, the articulation is very good for this kit, with the only limiting factor being the side skirts falling off. Moving on to the exciting part, the extras and accessories. Firstly, we got some interchangeable hands, we got some open fingered hands over here, and we're also given a pair of holding hands for the sword. And so I present you the first weapon, the Soaring Dragon Sword. A very eye-catching weapon, that gold and black stick out very well. The hilt of the sword has really nice surface level detail molded onto it. And the length of the sword is pretty big, around the same size as Ryujinmaru. And to equip it, just get the holding finger, slide it right into the groove, then just switch out the fingers on the hands. And it looks absolutely amazing, whether you prefer holding it with one hand or two hands, in an action pose or a nice stoic one, you can't go wrong. And you also give an ability to store the sword in the back with this adapter piece. Remove the red piece, then sandwich the sword in between, and then reattach the red piece. Then just stick it onto the back. And you might be wondering why you would store the blade. Well, for this reason, you are given these nice golden claws if you want to be like Wolverine. To equip them, you're going to actually have to remove this top white part of the shoulder pauldron, then remove the curved claw part. You are given these gray adapters that go into the white piece over here. Now attach the claws I showed you earlier. Now plug the whole gauntlet unit right into these holes. I have no idea what these are called, but if you know, leave them in the comments. These bladed gauntlets look absolutely badass. Now the only issue I have with these weapons are that they exposes the top portion of the shoulder pauldrons, revealing this ugly gray tab. And in case you're wondering, yes, you can actually use the bladed claws for the shoulder pauldrons, which I think actually looks better. Now the last extra we have is the action base adapter. And like almost all action base adapters, it slides right into the crotch. Now get yourself an action base, not included, I'm using the action base 4, and then you can pull off some nice striking dynamic poses. And as you can see, the kit pulls it off very well. Though there's not many weapons or accessories, the kit is a very good poser and it does really well with what it has. But how solid is it? Time for a shake test. Well, that didn't last long. Well, I knew that the arm was going to fall off due to the sword, but I guess the connection for the waist joint wasn't as strong as I thought. Though keep in mind, I did have to shake it violently, so I guess if you're handling it, just be careful of the waist joint and the side skirts. Not completely solid, but at least it's not a hand grenade. And if you're wondering, the kit is around 8 inches tall, roughly 20 centimeters, from the bottom of the feet to the top of the horn. And for size comparison, here it is next to the Articulation 782, clearly dwarfing it. The Ryujinmaru is close to a 1/100 scale gunpla kit, in this case the Master Arc 782, much closer in stature. And here it is next to the figurized standard Magnumon. Then we got Dave, Haro, DK, and Doraemon. And since being closer scale to a 1/100 scale gunpla kit, it fits pretty well on the shelf with them. Though I gotta say that the color does make it pop out a little more. Alrighty, review's over, and what are my final thoughts? Okay, gonna let you know, I'm extremely biased with this kit. I think it looks absolutely amazing, articulation's pretty good, the weapons were pretty fun to play around with, and it pulls off some really nice poses. And I believe the kit's also very beginner friendly. Now for negative aspects, the side skirts connection is definitely one, though I think it might be my own kit because it's only the right side that falls off a lot. The left side is definitely less annoying, so it could just be me. And the last con for this kit, I believe, would be the pricing. $85 for a high grade kit that doesn't have that much plastic in it. That's kind of a hard sell, but that's my own personal opinion. Hopefully this video provides some insight to whether or not you want to get it. But thanks for watching, I hope you like it, I enjoyed making it. Let me know what you think. If Bandai continues releasing this line, I look forward to it. These random amplified kits like Batman and Ryujinmaru have been spectacular, and I can't wait what comes in the future. Thanks again for watching, take care, bye!